can't quite believe this is happening, but I'm actually off to Serbia now. Basically, the story is I met this guy called Kiki Lasendric last year when I was DJing in Zante. He is now a judge on Serbian X Factor and has invited me over to do his judges' houses, which is ridiculous. We haven't really had much information about it at all, like only 1 or 2 emails. So, I mean, they're quite worried about it in there, but I'm quite optimistic. I think it's going to go very well. Hasn't gone that well so far. One of the people I'm travelling with, his bag has been lost. It just didn't come out of the carousel at the airport. Then Louisa, who I'm also travelling with, got 1,000 dinars out at the airport, and that's £7. And also the way of getting into your hotel room isn't that easy. It's finger recognition, doesn't really work. Oh, and also our passports have been confiscated. Haven't still got those, but we're now off to meet Kiki, so hopefully things will go a little bit better than it has already. We were told to meet Kiki in a restaurant which turned out to be underneath a dark car park next to a large building site. Kiki had found us a quiet corner of the restaurant where we wouldn't be interrupted by any of his fans. Zante, how are you?
Yeah,
You right?
How are you?
Yeah, hi. After dinner, we were joined by the X Factor production team, who were very keen for us to experience a night out in Belgrade city centre, which was located on the other side of a railway line. The locals wouldn't let us film inside the clubs, which is probably for the best, and at 3 a.m. we decided to call it a night. Some Serbian folk music going on there in the background. We didn't go there, sadly. So that's the end of the night, first night in Belgrade. We've left the production team drinking a lot of vodka, but they'll be fresh as a daisy at 9 o'clock, you know that, because this is what they do. We're off home to bed. It's a beautiful day here in Belgrade and we're about to go and film X Factor judges' houses at a villa on the outskirts of Belgrade. I left the club at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I feel kind of fresh. However, the executive producer, who is my favourite, she's known for getting 2 hours sleep a night. So I think she might have just pushed on through to the morning. So let's go and see. I can't wait to see what kind of mood she's in. This is the first ever series of X Factor for Serbia, and I was there to film the judges' houses stage with Kiki, who is mentoring the girls category. I soon discovered that TV regulations in Serbia are not quite as strict as they are in the UK. First stop, the makeup room, where the Serbian makeup artists had a tough job on their hands after the night we'd both had. So Kiki, how long have we got now before we do our thing?
No, nobody knows. They're just preparing.
No one knows?
No one knows.
After that, I was shown to a bedroom where I could base myself for the day. Although as soon as I sat down, I was told a film crew was on its way to film me in bed.
Scott, can you just look at me and say what's about to happen?
Come in. And this is for extra.
Hello, Scott.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
sorry for
Hey,
interrupting.
Kiki.
Hello.
Do you like my room?
It's very classy, very
It's quite
classy, very
classy.
stylish.
Do you like what I've done with the decorations? It's nice, huh?
Double bed.
Yeah.
I like how it's chandelier.
My interviewer was a brand new presenter called Una Senic, the host of Serbia's version of The Extra Factor. She was clearly ambitious and very interested about how I'd got my job.
So Scott, now I'm going to use you to tell me something about business you're in, like
Okay.
a presenter. You have agent. How did you get your agent? Was it before you started working as a X Factor presenter or after? Do I need an agent?
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely. You be
You need a
DJs all
husband
the
first, I
time.
think.
A husband first.
Husband first.
I have a husband. I have a child.
Sorry.
It was an awkward interview for many reasons. Una clearly thought that I was the host of the UK X Factor, and I missed my opportunity to correct her, which I quickly started to regret when she asked me to take part in a quite intimate photo shoot.
Let's make sandwiches.
We were also joined by a presenter from one of the local radio stations, and a runner whose hands were shaking a little in the presence of such a famous lineup of celebrities. Will come up here for a little sleep. In fact, she was a bit shaky all round.
camera, no?
It's camera.
No. One more time.
And finally, she took the picture. I'm about to make my first appearance. So here.
Okej, ajmo neko iz organizacije skoti unutra, na Kiki je znak i izlazi napolje.
Not as much cheering as I'd hoped. Also, having had no direction on how this scene was supposed to go, I had to make up what I was saying on the spot, and panicked. It went quite well. I managed to tell them that maybe I would play their song in the UK. If it's good, I might. So this is Kiki's judge's house, some guitars, sofa, this is where we sit, and this is where they perform, just right here. It's quite nice, isn't it? It reminds me of Cheryl Cole's house that year, do you remember? When she sent home Gamu. I wasn't allowed to snoop around for as long as I'd have liked, as Kiki and I were called outside for an interview with Serbian TV. While Kiki was being interviewed, we had our first experience of Bane Jeftic, the programme's main host, Serbia's answer to Dermot O'Leary. Bane was clearly a born performer. A little later on, during a short break in filming, he decided to entertain the crew. Wrong job. Finally, it was time to hear the contestants perform. The show doesn't go out in Serbia until December, so we agreed not to film this part to keep the surprise. But we can show you me getting down to some serious judging. Okay, so we have now made our decision. I'm feeling really awkward about it because the girls are just sat over there. We can't film them, we'll give the game away. But I'm feeling really awkward about this because we're talking about who's through and who's not. It's kind of life-changing, and they're just sat a few feet away from us. I'm finding this a problem. You're not bothered? Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. Okay, well, my bit's done now, but I just want to show you around before they announce to the girls who's going through. This is Serbian. Hello. Nice to meet you. How are you? That is Serbian. And that is Serbian Caroline Flack, everybody. She's playing Candy Crush.
Hey, Scott.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Are you okay? So you do the Extra Factor?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to be on after the main show.
Yes.
Tell us how you got the job, something about a pole.
I was dancing in a club, but before that, actually,
She then told us a lengthy anecdote which I can't say I fully understood, but involved a nightclub, a lot of dancing, and Una pouring beer over herself. Finally, I got a chance to talk to my favourite member of the whole team. That creates this whole show. She survives on how many hours sleep a night?
4.
4 hours sleep a night.
2 to 4
2 to 4. So how do you do it?
I drink special kind of tequila, and I don't have makeup.
What do you mean special kind of tequila?
Well, actually, I don't drink. I'm sorry. Sometimes it was just last night.
A little bit. We were in the club last night. They just carried on. And now today, looking fresh, looking great.
Well,
No,
I'll
look.
see that later.
You've done a 12-hour day after 2 hours sleep.
We have 2 more hours.
Yeah.
Because Kiki has to decide a few more things tonight,
Yeah.
and it's going to be like 13 hours. I mean, 14.
You haven't got time to sleep.
Yeah, there's no time to sleep. For now. I hope it changes. I'm not the youngest person.
Well, you've done a great job here today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Did
you
you
for
like
inviting
it?
me. I absolutely had a great
You
time.
were great.
Really?
I was amazed. I was watching you with Kiki. I was amazed. I was like, look, British professional.
Well, it's been great, so thanks so much for having me on.
Thank you.
After 14 hours on set, I was exhausted, but actually quite sad to be leaving these amazing people behind. And that is us done. Finished filming X Factor. I need to let you into a little secret. This actually isn't Kiki's house. A bit like on our one, it's not his own house. It's some guy who's from Serbia but now is in Russia, and every time you ask why, everyone just goes quiet. But it's a lovely house, and he's got a lovely lift, which I've been too scared to get into from now because you have to walk across this bit. I don't like it. Okay, bye.